My name is Dr. Gauresh Palekar. I am a joint replacement and orthopedic surgeon from Mumbai, and I always have to explain or help my patient choose which is the correct type of a hip replacement prosthesis for them in those people who want a hip replacement or who have a hip arthritis which requires a hip replacement. So I have decided to make a video for my patients to guide them about what is the type of hip replacement which is most suitable. A lot of the patients ask me whether what is the best type of hip replacement for in the world. However, as you have to understand that there is nothing called as the best hip replacement. We have to choose what is the most appropriate hip replacement for a particular patient. And my job as a doctor is to help the patient choose the kind of hip replacement which is the most appropriate for him. So what are the considerations when choosing the hip replacement? One is cost. What is the cost of the hip replacement? Second is what is the activity level of the patient. So if the patient has desirous of sitting on the ground, sitting cross-legged, using the Indian style commode, then there is a particular hip replacement. If the patient wants to go running, jogging, trekking, and various high impact sports, then there is another type of hip replacement which I would suggest. And third is how is the longevity of the patient. So if we have a very young patient in the 20s or the early 30s, then that hip replacement has to last for a long time of around 30-35 years, and therefore I would suggest a particular hip replacement. On the other hand, in the older age group where the bone quality or the type of bone which is there is not suitable for uncemented processes or the processes which we are using without cement, and in that particular and in this elderly age group the life expectancy is also less and their activity level is also less, so we choose a particular different type of hip replacement processes. So having said this, I have a large variety of hip replacement processes available with me today, and the first thing that I can discuss with you, these are the two stems. Stem is what is goes into the thigh bone, and these are the cups. Cups are basically what goes into the hip bone, okay, the other side. Both these is used together in the same surgery, and that is what constitutes a total hip replacement. The first type of stem that I would like to discuss with you is what is known as a cemented stem. Now as you can see, it's a very smooth stem. It goes inside the femoral head, into the femur, and it is fixed with the help of a certain type of cement known as bone cement. Once a very well fixed cement is there, cemented stem is done, it will easily last for 20 years plus, easily. So it is not that cemented is bad or it is good, but a very well done cemented stem has got an excellent longevity. However, there are certain complications which are associated with cemented stems, and those are when we are introducing cement, there can sometimes be a very severe reaction to this cement, and that is the reason why cemented stems are not used very frequently for a younger population. However, the other type of stem is known as uncemented stem. Now what uncemented stem means that, as you can see, there is a special kind of white coating on this and there is a special grooves on this. Now this white coating is of a material called as hydroxyapatite, and these grooves, they help to hold the bone, and over a period of years and months bone will grow into this stem and it will naturally hold on to this stem. Once the bone grows into the stem, this is fixation is for a very long time, and most probably it is lifelong until and unless some kind of infection, fall, injury or something like that happens. So this is a type of uncemented stem. Typically we prefer these stems in a younger population because the bone has to be of a good quality. It is like this, that if I am hammering a screw into the wall, if the wall is good quality, then the screw will hold very tight. Similarly, if the wall is very poor, then I cannot really put a good screw inside it. So if the good quality bone is there, then I would suggest that in a younger patient this kind of uncemented processes is used. Now uncemented processes are also used for older people. It is not that they cannot be used, and actually they are safer to be used in older people, and therefore nowadays the more popular or more common processes to be used, if cost is no issue, is these kind of uncemented processes. Having said that, now I am going to discuss the other side of the hip. So these are the acetabular options. What are the acetabular options? One is what is known as a bipolar. So this is like this, it goes inside. See, this is how it articulates, and there is a movement which is happening at this level, and also this moves between the cup of the hip, and this is called as bipolar. It is typically used for people who are 70, 80 years old, who do not have life expectancy is not much, because this is not expected to survive a very long period of time. However, this has got an advantage of not dislocating, and this has got an advantage of excellent movement, which is good for these older people. The second type of or the commonest type of hip replacement which is used is uncemented total hip replacement. As you can see with this stem, there is a kind of a special surface coating onto this cup, and this cup surface coating allows the bone to grow into the hip. So this will automatically fix. There are some holes in there through which we can pass screws to help to fix the cup into the femoral head. Into this metal shell, various types of options will go into. One is this pink thing which is known as a ceramic option. Ceramic, as you can see, as a material is very smooth, shiny, and it is very hard. Actually, it is the second hardest material after diamond, and that is the reason why it has got very low wear rate. This is one material which is used. Second material is, this is known as the plastic or highly cross-linked polyethylene, or it is known as cross-linked polyethylene. This is a very special type of plastic which is used inside the metal cup. Third is, there was an option of using a metal part inside, but that has not worked, and that has been discontinued. So this is the second type of shell, and typically what is used is a thing like this. So we have a metal shell into which goes a ceramic, and we have a femoral stem into which goes the ceramic ball, and this becomes like a ceramic on ceramic total hip replacement. As you can see, this is very smooth, and it is expected to last very long period of time. The second thing is, whatever is used is highly cross-linked polyethylene on a ceramic ball. So this is the second option. And third is, and the cheapest option is a metal ball with a highly cross-linked polyethylene. So this is the cheapest option. This is the second cheapest, and this is the most expensive ceramic on ceramic hip replacement option. Number. Recently, there is one more option available, and this option is known as a double hip option or a dual mobility option. Now, what is a dual mobility option, and what are the advantages of dual mobility option? As you can see, this is a dual mobility shell. It has got, on the outside, it has got some rough coating to allow the bone to grow into it, while this one is a cemented one. This is an uncemented dual mobility, and this is a cemented dual mobility which allows fixation into the bone with the help of cement. Now, inside this will go a plastic ball like this, and as you can see, there is another ball which is here inside. So what happens in this is that the movement is happening at two places. This is one movement which is happening, and here is the second movement which is happening between the plastic and the metal. The advantage of this is that because there are two types of movement which is happening, there is very less wear. And second is that because there are two types of movement happening, the biggest chance of failure of a hip, which is known as dislocation of the hip, is not there in a dual mobility option. So this is the type of option which is gaining a lot of popularity. I like it a lot for Indian patients, because Indian patients, they like to sit on the ground, they like to do namaz, they like to do yoga, and basically use the ground, or ground activities are very high. So in this is a very good option for Indian patients. I have a lot of patients who are able to sit on the ground, sit cross-legged, do yoga, and basically it has got the advantage is that the people do not feel that they have an artificial hip. The disadvantage of a normal hip replacement is like this, that there is something called as dislocation. Now what is dislocation? Dislocation happens when, as you can see, this is the ball, it has gone inside. However, it has got a very limited movement. Once this limited movement is gone and the hip continues to move outside, the hip will come outside. And this is a dislocation and it is catastrophic. Now on the other hand, if you see a dual mobility hip, the movement that it is affording is that because there are two movements, this first movement is over. In spite of that, there is an additional movement which is happening, and there are much lesser chance of dislocation because of this double movement. So not only those people get an additional movement, but they have a very low chance of dislocation in a dual mobility hip. So now we have to choose which is the most appropriate implant for a particular patient. Like I said, the choice is the patient's, and my job is to help to choose. And what are the criteria? I have already discussed that. So I will start from the most expensive option and then come down. So if a patient is very young, okay, he's in his 20s, 30s, early 30s, 40s, and if he's a very active patient who wants to run, jog and do a lot of activity, do not want to compromise on life, I would choose a ceramic on ceramic uncemented hip. No questions asked. Now this is the best option according to him. According to me, this is uncemented, this is uncemented, and this is ceramic on ceramic. The advantage of ceramic on ceramic is that ceramic being a very hard material, it has got the lowest wear rate and the longest survivability. So ceramic implants will easily last for 20, 25, 30 years and probably further also. However, like you know that there is nothing in the best in the world, and ceramic has got its own set of problems. The two problems that ceramic are having are, number one, like I said, a dislocation, which is a part of every total hip replacement. And second problem, especially for ceramic, is that as you can see, it's a very smooth material. And when it goes and articulates with another smooth material, there can be a squeak which arises. Squeak is a quick, a sound like that, and it can be very discomforting for the patients. It is very embarrassing for the patients. We do not know why it happens, but it happens in around 7 to 8% of the people. The second and the bigger problem with ceramic is what is known as a head fracture. As you can see, ceramic is almost glass-like, and if there is a chip of the ceramic ball, then what happens is that the whole ball will crack. If this happens, it's a big catastrophe, because whatever implant goes inside next, it has got a higher chance of failure. And revising as in redoing a surgery on a ceramic on ceramic fractured ball is a very, very difficult problem because of a lot of technical issues. So ceramic ball and ceramic socket is the best option. However, it is also the riskiest option for a patient. The second or the better option for somebody who is let's say 35 plus and who's not very active is this option. So this is something which is a ceramic ball and a highly cross-linked poly. The wear rate is almost the same as ceramic on ceramic, okay, but all the problems of ceramic that I discussed is not there. It has got an excellent longevity also. These people can also live a fairly active lifestyle without a problem at all. So this is the second best option for some people. However, the problem of dislocation would remain. Third option is a metal ball on a highly cross-linked poly. Okay, highly cross-linked poly, ceramic ball has got lower wear rate, metal ball has got a slightly higher wear rate, but still it is much less than compared. Anybody in their 60s, if they are a little bit worried about the money part, they can easily choose a highly cross-linked polyethylene with a metal ball in an uncemented cup and an uncemented stem, and I am quite sure that it will outlast, the hip will outlast their lifespan. Finally, like I said, it's a very new, exciting dual mobility hips, and I usually recommend this because of, like I said already, good range of motion, and with a plastic, a ceramic, this is a metal ball, but you can also use a ceramic ball here. With a ceramic, plastic and a metal combination, their wear rate is also very, very good. almost like a highly cross-linked poly on ceramic, and in addition to that, very low rate of dislocation. In addition to that, excellent range of motion. Only problem with dual mobility hips is that they have not been around for a very long time in the world. Ceramic on ceramic, ceramic and highly cross-linked polys have been around for more than 20 years. This is a relatively recent for 10 years plus, but I'm very sure that only time will tell that, and I feel that as these 10-year results are very good, I'm sure that 20-year results will also be good, and this will also last for a very, very long time. So having said that, I hope you understood what I was trying to convey to you, and I hope that this helps you make a informed decision about what is the right choice of implant. Again, with respect to the cost, like I said, the most expensive would be a ceramic on ceramic, then probably a ceramic on cross-link poly, then probably a dual, or probably it would be the same with ceramic and dual mobility, and the cheapest option would be a cemented and a cemented cup. So this is the all the options for you. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much.